a comfortable seated posture. So you're welcome to sit on any prop. Like I have a bolster underneath me, but if it's comfortable and you have pillows or blocks or a blanket, you can sit up on that as well. Sometimes it can be supportive if hips feel a bit tight. But some folks might find that it feels comfortable to be resting right on the ground too with their mat. Totally up to you. And comfortable meaning like if cross-legged doesn't feel comfortable, you can sit however you'd like. There's no right or wrong way here. We're just exploring our bodies and on this Sunday morning, seeing what feels supportive. So once you find a space that feels comfortable-ish in this moment, you're welcome to lower the gaze or soften the gaze if that feels good. If closing the eyes is an option for you, you're welcome to do so. And if not, maybe you just find a gaze point, maybe gently away from the screen, just for a few moments, just to kind of tune in, check in with what's alive for you in this moment, this morning. And we'll start by just taking natural breaths. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And so with this breath awareness, there's nothing to change, nothing to do, other than just notice the breath. Notice the flow traveling in and the flow traveling out. And so we'll be here for just a few moments, kind of checking in with the breath. And just becoming aware of any maybe sounds around you and inviting it into the practice rather than seeing it as or hearing it as a distraction. It's just a part of this moment and this practice. An opportunity to play with focused attention and playing with open awareness. So as we notice sounds or sights around us, we're just gently using the breath as an anchor or like a buoy in the water to kind of draw us back to this moment, to connect with our bodies, to connect with baby, to connect with the breath. And then go ahead and turn the palms up on the thighs, maybe, or the knees, and bring the thumbs and pinkies together. So this is called Jala Mudra. Jala Mudra represents the element of water. And so when we think of the qualities of water, perhaps just notice for now what comes to mind. Maybe it's an image or maybe a specific body of water that you enjoy. Maybe it's elements like the rain. And as you think of water, just kind of tapping maybe the thumb to the pinky a couple times, just feeling this connection, and then allowing them to land back once again, thumb to pinky. As we make this circular shape with our fingers, almost like a basin or vessel for water to flow. the water just circulate around and in. Like the breath circulating, flowing. And we'll just begin by taking a few deep breaths. So breathing in through our nose, exhale out through the mouth. There's that noise outside. So just being aware of external noises. And taking a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Another deep breath in. Exhale, sigh out through the mouth. And then if it feels okay and comfortable for you, you're welcome to start to try and breathe, perhaps in through the nose if not already, and maybe out through the nose as well. So we're leaning into Ujjayi pranayama breath, which is this ocean wave breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And it creates a slight constriction at the back of our throat to almost create an audible exhale. So breathing in, exhaling through the nose, like an ocean wave. Now, if at any point that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you're welcome to breathe as it feels best and breathe out through the mouth. That is meant to suffer ours, use our body to breathe as it feels most supportive for you and baby. And let's take one more deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Allowing the Java Mudra to rest. So opening the palms, just resting on the thighs, and then turning the palms down to rest. And so you might even create a gentle grip with the thumb and index finger on your knees. And we're just going to start to create a gentle circle. So like undulating the heart forwards and then rounding through the spine. And think motion of the upper, so the heart space rather than the low back. So we're keeping the hips pretty steady. And you might start to shine the heart forwards, and you might press and round through the upper back as you travel back. You might bend the elbows as you come forward and lengthen them as you press back. And this can be as slow as you'd like. And see if you can draw that awareness back to the breath. And go ahead and pause wherever you're at and just begin to make your way to the opposite side, going in the other direction. So in this practice, we'll be playing with flow. And flow often can be perceived as something that's fast, and we're going to take it at a really slow and steady pace to allow you the space just to tune into body, tune into baby, and tune into what's going to be most supportive for you. So at any point, if something isn't feeling best, you can pause, take a breath, take any variation. And let's go ahead and start to come back through center. And let's open up through the heart space just a bit. So a couple options here. We can bring our arms behind the back of our head, right at the base of our skull, or we can bring them behind us for balance, whatever is going to feel best for your low back. So check in with that. And we're just like yawning the heart open wherever we're at. So if elbows are behind the head, maybe even as if we're sunbathing, resting the head in the palms and elbows open up nice and wide. Reaching the heart open. Maybe the chin gently drifts up. Check in with your breath. Take one more deep breath wherever you're at. Breathing in. Let it go through the mouth. So unwind the palms or bring them back by your sides on your thighs. And we'll take a gentle cat-cow, but seated. So as we lift our hearts, reach the hearts open, take a breath in. As you exhale, press on the thighs to round your upper back. So this again is really just focused through the heart space, through that upper back, through the shoulder blades, rather than through the low back, which oftentimes through like cat-cow when you're on your hands and knees, we're getting into that low back here. This is an invitation just to focus on the upper back. So it's very subtle. So just moving here, rounding as you exhale, opening as you inhale, and you're welcome to take as many breaths in between too. It doesn't have to be one breath, one movement. Check in with the neck and the head. If it feels good, just to allow the head to rest and hang for a moment, you can do so. And taking one more, both inhale and exhale. And inhale to come back through center. Nice. So let's bring palms to baby, palms to belly. And you can bring them wherever it feels best. Maybe it's kind of at the pelvis or hips area, or maybe upper belly, wherever you feel most connected to baby in this space. And just taking this moment to connect with maybe the rhythm of your breath as you connect also with baby in this space. So this is just an invitation for our baby to join us on this movement journey. To honor this other being in this practice and doing what really is going to serve you and baby best. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Let's go ahead and make our way into hands and knees. So tabletop, taking your time, transitioning however it feels best for you. You can move any props out of the way, just off to the side. And so tabletop, you can have your palms spread out. If wrists are bothering you at all, you might make a fist. And bringing your fist just somewhere underneath the shoulders and knees somewhere underneath the hips. So this might be different too than the last time you visited tabletop perhaps, or if this is your first time, it might be different than once you have the baby. So create space for baby. And then wherever you're at, you're allowed or invited to gently sway the hips side to side or front to back. Just starting to create some smooth motion through the hips. Checking in if there's any tension present. And finding that breath again as your anchor. And you might start to kind of press into the side body too, swaying into the ribs, swaying into shoulders. You might start to kind of lean back or lean a bit forward. The invitation here too is to keep the low back fairly stable. So that might mean gently hugging baby in towards you, engaging the core a bit. And go ahead and gently come back through center, tabletop. Let's get some cat. Press through the upper back, rounding here. So like we did before seated, we're just pressing, gaze comes down towards maybe the knees, allowing the head to hang, pressing through the upper back, creating some space here through the shoulders. Take a few breaths here, just pressing through the palms, opening up through the back, creating some space. Coming back through center, neutral spine, tabletop. Let's make our way into a child's pose that feels supportive for you. So toes might touch or not. We're sinking our hips back towards our heels and walking our palms out. So if you do have props, you're welcome to bring like a block or pillow underneath your forehead. Or if you have like a bolster or pregnancy pillow, you're welcome to lie the torso or arms on that. And no props are completely fine too. Just choosing a variation that feels most supportive for you. So elbows might be bent, arms might be reaching out. And make space for baby here. See if you can take 3 deep breaths, softening through the hips. Receiving the breath as an invitation to become a bit heavy in the hips. Take 1 deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, side out. Come on back up through tabletop, taking time. And once in tabletop, go ahead and take your left foot out behind you. So pressing through the hands, left foot stretches out on the ball of your foot. So we're getting a gentle calf stretch here. So you might press through the palms some more, or you might just extend through that back leg and not really press through the foot or palms, your choice. If you are pressing through the foot and through the palms, let's find a gentle motion front to back here. So press and release through the toes, through the calf. Check in with the breath. Come back through center. Go ahead and pivot and plant that left foot
So your right knee becomes a kickstand and our heart's going to turn open towards the left. So pressing through the right palm. Left palm can stay on the ground if that feels best. You could bring it to a block or bring the left palm to baby. So heart opens up towards the left, left palm to baby or to hip. So supported side plank. Press through that outer edge of that back foot that's extended. Draw shoulder blades towards one another so heart can stay open. And if it feels okay here, you're welcome to allow that left hand to rise up towards the sky. You might reach back gently to open up through the heart center. Wherever you're at, take a deep breath in, exhale out. If that hand is reaching up, let's take a few circles. So reaching up forwards around the left ear, and then down around as if you were sweeping the floor, back up and around. And you can take this as much as you'd like. If at any point that right knee is bothering you, it's too much to rest down on your surface that you have, you're welcome to place a blanket underneath that right knee or double up your mat, just creating some more cushion. If you are taking that arm around in circles, go ahead and sweep it up and around the opposite direction. So this can be like a kind of lazy motion, allowing momentum to take it, or you can take it slower, allowing strength to take you. And go ahead and allow the hand to reach up back to the hip or up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, plant that palm back down, head back into tabletop. Press through the palms around to the upper back, cat pose. Gaze comes down. Press, 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 deep breath in. Exhale out. Come back through center tabletop. And we're just going to change sides. So your right foot's going to extend out this time. And press through the feet, the toes, press through the palms, creating some length in the back body. So check in with your neck too. If it's feeling like it's strained, go ahead and allow your gaze to come in between your palms. All right, let's flow a little bit front to back, opening that calf that's extended, flowing forward and back, pressing and releasing. Pausing where you're at, let's pivot and plant that back right foot. So we're coming up into that supported side plank once again. So checking in, if you want to leave that right hand over and out on the mat, you're welcome to do so, or the ground, or you might bring that right hand to baby, to center, to hip, or reaching it up towards the sky. So with right foot extended, press into the outer edge of that foot, like pinky edge, blade edge, creating space through the right side of the body, from foot all the way up to hips and torso. So if right hand is reaching up towards the sky, allow the arm to kind of fall open to the right or towards the back so that shoulder blades can gently hug together, creating space across the heart. And you can allow your head to hang here if that feels good, to open up through the right side of the neck, or you can keep a neutral gaze. Wherever you're at here, find your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Let's take some of those circles, so forward, down and around and up. Going as slowly as you want or as quickly. And if at any point that left hand is bothering you, the wrist, you can make a fist or prop up on a block or blanket. If you're with me and that right hand is going in circles, go ahead and change directions. Go ahead and bring that palm back down, knee back down, tabletop. So from tabletop, let's find puppy pose. So Anahasana has a few variations. So puppy pose is like downward dog, but on our hands and knees. We want to start to reach our palms forward. So if heartburn is a challenge for you right now, my recommendation wouldn't be to go very far in this posture. So you can just reach your arms up, hips stay high in this, and maybe gaze stays slightly forwards rather than down towards the knees. So go as low as you feel comfortable, allowing the heart to sink. A few variations here are to bring props into this pose by bringing maybe a block or pillow underneath the forehead to rest down on. So hips are high, breathing into the back body. You might press through the palms, engaging through the fingertips so that we're not collapsing into the shoulders or shoulder blades. Or if it feels better for you to be less active, you're welcome to soften through the upper back, through the elbows, through the hands. Find the flow of the breath. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Press through the palms. Let's come on up into tabletop. Hands and knees one more time. Let's sway the hips around like we did at the beginning, side to side, front to back. All right, a couple of options next here for a variation of Hura's pose. We're going to find a toe stretch. So this might be a bit intense, so we're going to take it step by step. So tuck your toes under and then start to walk your hands back towards your knees. So we're curling our toes under to open up through the fascia of the feet. So take it slow, walk your hands back. Your hips might start to sit back on the heels, but stay where it feels like this is just enough. If you'd like, you can keep going, walking your hands, traveling up to the thighs, up the knees, up to the hips. You might connect with baby if you're sitting all the way up. So wherever you're at, if it feels too intense, you can walk out of this at any point. Find your breath. We won't be here for too long. And maybe even allow the gaze to turn down just a bit. Find those ocean breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Two more breaths here.
So go ahead and walk your hands back out.
Untuck the toes, and if it feels okay to gently tap the feet on the surface. And we'll sit back on our hips here.
So another invitation for a prop would be to bring a pillow or bolster in between the thighs to sit the hips up on, or a block as well, or no prop, totally up to you. Wherever you're at, and if this hero's pose just feels like too much, you can come back to a seated cross-legged posture or any other comfortable seat. We're just gonna get some wrist stretches here. So go ahead and start to roll the wrists in a circular motion. Doesn't matter which direction. And you might bend the elbows, you might allow the kind of hands to rest down. They don't have to be right out in front of you. And then just take them in the opposite direction. And let's go ahead and bring our palms like we were giving someone, I call it a double high five, out in front of you. We'll flip the right palm over like we're driving a car. So our fingertips are now pointed towards the earth. And then left hand catches the fingertips, the bottom of the right fingertips, and draws those fingertips back behind you. So this is a gentle forearm stretch. So just checking out how far and how much feels supportive for the wrist. If at any point it feels like too much, just gently lean out of it. Let's reverse this motion. So turn the palm up so fingertips are facing up, and catch the left fingertips on top of the right fingertips, and just pulling them back towards you once again. Unwinding, roll the wrists around a few times. And changing sides. So a double high five, turn the wheel on the left hand, right fingertips to left fingertips, and gently drawing the left fingertips back towards you, opening up through the left forearm, the left wrist. Allow the shoulders to soften. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling out. And just flip this, left fingertips face up. Gently pull the left fingertips back towards you. And release, roll the wrists around. And like we were swimming now, so like we're swan diving our palms by our sides, down and up and down and up. Let's go ahead and make like bigger motions and start to kind of come up. So as we dive down, we travel just a bit further up. And then make them a bit smaller, lowering down a bit. Notice your breath. And making them bigger once again. And smaller once again. So you might start to feel that in the shoulders. Breathe through it. Allow the hands to just rest down on the thighs. Take your shoulders up by your ears. Slide them down the back. Do that 2 more times. Up and around. Inhale. Exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale out. So we're going to find our way up into standing, and here's a transition we'll play with. So let's come on to hands and knees first. I'm just going to move the prop out from underneath me. So from hands and knees, tabletop, we'll kind of bring our left foot out to the left, right foot out to the right. So we're in this low, like sumo squat, hips are high. Press through the feet, so blocks are always an option here too. We won't be here for long, just a transition. Press through the feet to stand on up. So lift, 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 lift. So we're in this wide-legged pose. And then go ahead and turn to the long edge of your mat. So that way you're still on your mat or on the soft surface. And feet are just about wider than hips distance apart. Somewhere where you feel comfortable, not too much strain in the hips. So if you need to adjust, you're welcome to do so closer or further. And let's bring the palms to hips or to belly, right at the pelvis. And just beginning to take some hip circles standing. So you'll bend into your knees and kind of sway side to side. And you can take half circles, full circles. This is a really kind of organic movement. So do what just feels maybe natural. I find mothers have this like natural wisdom to rock while soothing baby. And that often comes once baby is born, but sometimes it's nice to tune into this during this journey too for yourself, finding this soothing motion and too for baby. Find your breath. Just beginning to find center once again. So feet are about this hips distance apart or just a bit wider. Let's bring our arms out to a T, or hands can stay on the hips. So if hands are out to a T, reach as if you're pressing away. So palms are like you're high-fiving or connecting to the walls beside you. Checking with your shoulders, allow them to soften down the back. You can even place a soft bend in your elbows. Check out the knees. If they feel like they're locked, place a soft bend in your knees, pressing through the outer edges of your feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Let's bring our hands back to our hips for a moment and then turn the feet just slightly out in opposite directions. And we're finding a gentle squat here, so goddess pose. So your choice on how far you choose to squat. Press through the feet. Bring hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Press through the feet. Find your breath. Deep breath in. Press through the palms like we just did. Pressing away from us. Still squatting, still bending, still pressing through the feet. Deep breath in. Bring the hands to heart center. Deep breath out. Press out and away. Breathing in. Hands to heart. Breathing out. All right, this time breathe in, hands to heart. Unbend the knees. As you breathe out, squat back down. Press out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squat and hold here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right. Allow the palms to flip up towards the sky. Bend at the elbows. Press through the feet. Deep breath in. Come on up. Reach the palms up towards the sky. Palms touch at heart center. Turn the feet back towards the front. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Palms reach up just a bit higher. Deep breath out. Hands to heart center. Excellent. Let's bring our hands back towards our hips. Let's tap our right leg and turn our right foot out to the right. So we're heading into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Bend into that right knee. And so you can check in with your hips. If you need to bring that left foot in a bit, you're welcome to do so, or stepping out to the side of it. Our hips are still open. And that right knee bends as far as it feels good. Allow yourself to still see those toes on the right foot. And let's allow our hands to rest still down on our hips for a moment. Draw the shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. All right, let's take our arms, reaching them out and around to a T. Press through the outer edge of that back foot. So it's like we're reaching our feet opposite directions and hands opposite directions as well. Allow the shoulders to soften. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Go ahead and unbend that front knee, bring palms to heart center. So very similar to what you just did. Inhale, reach. Exhale to unbend and come back in. Inhale, reach out and bend. Exhale, come back in. Inhale. Exhale, come back. If at any point you want to pause and hang out there, you're welcome to do so. Next time we land in Warrior Two, pause there, arms reaching out and open to a T. That knee is bent. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. All right, let's bring hands back to hips. Unbend that right knee. We're heading into triangle. So our hips are going to travel out to the left, and take the right hand over and down to the right. So a block might be supported if you have one, or reaching down just wherever it feels best for that right hand to rest. Might be on the calf, it might be on the thigh, or that hip even, or somewhere on the ground. Right, right hand can find wherever it feels balanced, and left hand can stay on the hip, or maybe it reaches up towards the sky. So imagine that you're pressing against a wall. This can actually be really supportive if you do have a wall behind you to rest up against a wall. Check in with gaze. If you want to allow the neck to hang, if neck's in good shape and you want to open up through the left side of the neck, you can allow it to hang, or keep a neutral gaze forward. Or maybe up towards the sky. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's take the left hand, reach it up and around the left ear, reaching over towards the right. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's circle it down and around to babe, to belly. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring that left hand back to hip. Place a slight bend in your right knee. We're going to travel all the way back up. So turning all of the toes back towards knee. Arms reach open to a T. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Hands back to hips or back to baby and belly. All right. Just a gentle sway. So arms can kind of sway side to side. You might place a bend in your knee. So we're just kind of shaking it out here. And we're not really twisting much through torso. We're just allowing the arms to be heavy. Rinsing this out. Taking a few nourishing deep breaths. All right, we're gonna change it up on the side. So come back into that strong T, arms up to a T, and then Warrior Two on the left. So left toes turn out this time to the left. Place a bend in the left knee. Check out your arms, allow the shoulders to drop. You might even flip the palms and allow the elbows to bend. Wherever you're at, press through that front foot and press through the outer edge of that back foot. Check in with the hips. If you need to adjust, bring that foot in or out. You're welcome to do so. All right, deep breath in, deep breath out. Maybe the gaze turns over to look past the left fingertips. Find your breath. Inhale, let's come in, hands to heart center, unbend that knee. Exhale to bend that knee once again and press out. Inhale to come in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale, pause here, find your breath. All right, go ahead and press through that front foot, lengthen through that left leg, and bring the hands back to hips, back to baby. Let's find triangle pose on the left. So if you did use a prop on the one side, you might bring it over to the other side as well. And this side might feel differently than the other. So just check in as you slowly travel down the left leg. Heart stays turned open. Maybe right hand to baby, to belly, or to hip. If you feel balanced, you're welcome to bring that right hand up towards the sky. Wherever you're at, find your breath. Check in with your neck. And if you wanted to try out the waving of the arm up and over, you're welcome to do so. Over towards the left, creating length through the side body. Finding the rhythm. Rounding that right arm down and around and over to baby, to hip. Press through that left foot to bring yourself up and around, back into strong T, arms open to a T, feet facing forward. Deep breath in, exhale out. Let's flip the palms up towards the sky and then inhale them up, around. Exhale, palms touch down to heart center. Nice. Let's go ahead and come back into that low squat that we kind of transitioned into at the beginning. So take your time, move your hands down your thighs to start to squat. And then you might even hang out in this low squat from Malasana. So if you do have a pillow or block that you'd like to sit down on in the low squat, or you can bring hands in front of you to rest down on. Wherever you're at, you might bring the feet a bit wider or just a bit more in front of you. So this is a gentle hip stretch. And hands can stay, again, on the ground, or you might bring them to heart center. So choose what feels best for you and for balance. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. All right, let's slowly transition onto our seat. So if you do have a prop, just moving it out from underneath you and coming down onto the ground and bringing the hands behind you for balance. Doesn't matter which direction the fingertips are facing. Knees about just a bit wider than hips distance, feet maybe about mat distance apart. And we're just going to windshield wiper the knees side to side. So check that out. I like to think of any movement of swaying, just like kind of resting in the water, feeling the waves and the tides. Kind of take me gently. There's something so like nurturing about it for me. Just follow this wave side to side. And if at any point just feels good to pause and hold, you might do that as well. And coming back through center, let's bring the soles of our feet together. So again, if sitting up on a prop, like a blanket, pillow, block would feel good for your hips, you can do so. So we're sitting with our soles of our feet together, and you can bring your feet closer to you or have them further. If you do have blocks or pillows with you as well, you can bring them underneath your thighs or knees to offer some support. And let's give our feet just a little squeeze. So using the thumbs, kind of tracing up the arches of your feet. So it's like marching your thumbs up your feet. Giving them a gentle massage. Maybe it's back and forth. And then starting to travel up through the calf using like the letters C, your index finger and thumb, kind of squeezing up the calves and down the calves. Finding your breath. And just starting to kind of tap the feet. So you might use the palm of your hands to tap the feet, tap the thighs, tap the calves, up and down. Kind of inviting some more circulation. And take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Allow the hands to kind of slide down back towards the feet. Give the feet a gentle squeeze and turning the heart open just a bit. So you're using some leverage to lean the heart forwards. And then maybe just gently round through the spine, allowing the gaze to turn down towards the basin of the hips. Maybe allowing the head to rest and hang. And gently coming back through a nice tall spine. Let's bring the knees back together and finding your way down into either a comfortable lying down posture or a comfortable seated posture for rest. We'll be here for about 3 minutes or so, and you're always invited to stay longer if that Savasana is serving you for longer. And so if you feel comfortable lying on the side, with the left side of the body, you're welcome to do so. If you have props, you're more than welcome to use them. So this is the part where you just get to rest and be and breathe. And so maybe as you rest, you bring palms to baby, palms to belly. And just as we began, riding the tide of the breath. Water has this innate ability to find fluidity, to fill surfaces, to find flow, and to receive, to fill. It's so dynamic. And so as you rest and breathe, perhaps just an invitation to think about where in your life, maybe today or maybe this week or through this journey of this pregnancy, that you can find or create some more flow for you and maybe for you and your family. Where can you ride the waves? Where can you tune into your goddess wisdom, the feminine wisdom of this pregnant body? you're welcome to stay just as you are. If you're coming with me, you might come into a comfortable seat as we began. And just go ahead and bring hands to heart center and creating some gentle heat through the palms. Bringing the palms right to baby, right to belly. Deep breath in. Deep breath out through the mouth. And we tune into the natural rhythm of body and breath. May we trust the wisdom that we are offered. Let's take another cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And from my heart directly to yours, welcome home. Just offering so much gratitude for